Okay, the next thing that we learn in fractions, operations. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Those are our 4 operations, and we start with what we started with in first grade, adding and subtracting. The reason we start with this is because if we have the same denominators, adding and subtracting is as simple as first grade. So, look at this. We have our wholes divided into fourths. So we'll say we have 1/4 here, and I want to add to it, say, 2/4. So I add 2/4. Now, here's where we get trapped sometimes. We like to go ahead and add both of them. 4 plus 4 is 8. 1 plus 2 is 3. Actually, no, we are still just talking fourths. We have 1/4, and we add 2/4 to it. So how many fourths do I have colored in? Just 1, 2, 3. We're still talking fourths. So we are not going to change the denominator. So when we're adding fractions, we don't change the denominator because the denominator is simply, well, what that whole is broken into. That's what we're talking about. If fourths one day are Tootsie Rolls, I have 1 Tootsie Roll, and I add 2 more Tootsie Rolls to that. How many Tootsie Rolls do I have? I have 3 Tootsie Rolls, if they were called fourths. So that's a big thing that we want to focus on and just remember when we start adding fractions. We don't add the denominators. Sure, we might look, 4 plus 4 is 8, but fourths plus something fourths is still talking fourths. So we look at that. Then subtracting. Here, say we have 7/8 of something. Okay, and I can just do that really quickly here. Okay, we have 7/8. Looks like a pizza to me. So when I get the pizza, after somebody's taken one, we have 7/8 there, and then I'm pretty hungry, so I'm going to eat 5/8 of those. I'm going to eat 5 pieces of pizza, which we're going to call 8s. Okay, so I'm eating 5 of those pieces, so we're just taking out those. Question is, are we still talking 8s? Are we still talking those pieces of pizza? Yes, we are. So that denominator is going to stay exactly the same. 8s minus 8s. We're still talking 8s. So we just subtract the numerators. So we had 7, 5 are now gone. I'm feeling happy and stuffed. We have 2 left over. So 7/8 minus 5/8 equals 2/8. So I guess the real thing to remember is when we are adding and subtracting with like denominators that are the same, we keep the denominator the same, and we simply just add or subtract the numerators. Last thing, 2/8. Now we got to go back a couple weeks in our skills and simplify. We simplify anything we can. 3/4 already simplified because 3 is a prime number and it doesn't go into 4. However, 2/8, I'm thinking about that. What goes into both those numbers? 2. So I'm going to divide the top by 2, and I'm going to divide the bottom by 2. Because if I divide the top and the bottom, I'm dividing by 2 halves, which equals 1 whole. Any number in the world divided by 1 whole is still itself. So we just want to simplify this down to 2 divided by 2 is 1, 8 divided by 2 is 4, so there is 1/4 of that pizza left. So after every operation that we do in fractions, we look to simplify.